Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Today we're looking at Thinkific. You know those online courses everyone's talking about? Well, Thinkific is a platform, but it's not like Udemy, where it's a marketplace. Thinkific is about you having complete control.
Right. You got it.
Yeah.
It's like building your own online school.
Okay, so you build your brand, you set your prices, and you own all the data from your students.
That's exactly it. You're not just another course in a sea of courses.
I like that. So Thinkific is more about building a business than just putting a course up online.
Yes, definitely. It's about creating something sustainable and having full ownership.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's say I'm ready to create my course. What are the first steps with Thinkific? What does it look like?
Well, you don't need to be some kind of tech genius or anything.
That's good to hear.
They have this drag and drop course builder. I mean, it's really intuitive.
Oh, wow. So no coding required.
Nope. You just drag and drop things like videos or audio, even quizzes. You can get really creative with it.
Okay, so it's multimedia rich too. That's cool. What about releasing content over time? You know, like the drip method.
Oh, yeah, content dripping. That's a really powerful feature Thinkific has. You can schedule your content to be released however you want.
So you mean like I could release one module a week or something like that?
Exactly. It keeps students engaged and prevents them from feeling overwhelmed.
I see. So it's like you're creating a structured learning journey for them.
That's a great way to put it. You're pacing the content strategically.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've built this amazing course. I'm dripping the content strategically, but how do I actually get paid?
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Thinkific has you covered. They have flexible pricing options, so you can do a one-time payment
Okay.
or subscriptions. You can even offer payment plans.
Oh, that's good for people who might not be able to afford the whole thing up front.
Right. And the best part is you set the prices. You're in control.
So there's no like Thinkific commission or anything like that?
No, not on paid plans. You get to keep what you earn.
Okay, cool. So what about payment processing? That can be a hassle sometimes.
Thinkific makes it super easy. They integrate directly with Stripe and PayPal.
Okay, so all the major players are there?
Yep. And they have other marketing tools too, like landing pages and email integration.
So they're really giving you everything you need to run a successful online course business.
Exactly. They really have thought of everything.
This is really exciting. What I'm really interested in is the types of courses people are creating on Thinkific. Like, is it just for business stuff, or can you teach anything?
Oh, no, you can teach anything. You could teach people how to knit or how to train their dog.
Oh, wow. I mean, the sky's the limit then.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're really good at photography. You could create a photography course.
I see.
Or maybe you're a project management guru.
Yeah, you could totally teach people how to get organized and manage their time.
Exactly. So it really opens up a lot of possibilities.
This is making me think about those membership sites too, like where you have ongoing content and a community. Can you do that with Thinkific?
Oh, absolutely. Thinkific is perfect for membership sites. It's like creating the Netflix of your niche.
Whoa, okay, that's powerful.
You can provide exclusive content and build a really strong community.
So it's like taking the whole online course thing to the next level?
Exactly. It's about building a brand and a loyal following.
Okay, so Thinkific sounds pretty amazing so far.
It is. There are a few things to keep in mind, though.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. What are some of the downsides?
Well, the free plan is limited. So to really unlock all the features, you need to invest in a paid plan.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's an investment.
It is. But if you're serious about building an online course business, it's worth it.
Okay, good to know. And what about the learning curve? Is it difficult to use?
For the basic stuff, it's really easy. But if you want to get into the more advanced features, it can be a bit tricky.
So you might need to spend some time learning the ropes.
Yeah, but they have great customer support and tons of resources to help you out.
Oh, good. So you're not just left to figure it out on your own.
No, they're really helpful and responsive.
All right, that's good to know. And one more thing about the fees. They say there are no transaction fees on paid plans.
Yeah, that's true. But you still have to pay processing fees to Stripe or PayPal.
Right, so those are separate from Thinkific itself.
Exactly. Those are just the standard fees charged by the payment processors.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's say someone's listening to this and they're totally fired up and ready to launch their online course empire. What are some essential tips for success on Thinkific?
Well, the first thing is your content needs to be top-notch. I mean, that's the most important thing.
Right, it's got to be good.
Yeah, Thinkific gives you the tools, but the content is what's going to make or break your course.
Makes sense. So don't just throw something together.
No. Take your time, plan it out carefully, and to make sure it's engaging.
So use those multimedia options.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget about pricing.
Right. How do you price your course?
You need to do your research.
Yeah.
See what other courses in your niche are charging, and think about the value you're providing.
Okay, so it's a balance between being competitive and valuing your expertise.
Exactly. And then there's branding.
Oh, yeah. Branding is
Yeah.
huge.
You want to create a strong brand presence, whether it's on your Thinkific site or your social media.
So people recognize you and remember you.
Right. And don't forget about promotion.
Oh, yeah, you got to get the word out.
You can build an email list,
Yeah.
use social media, collaborate with other creators.
It's all about marketing.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And Thinkific has tools to help you with all of that.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about pricing plans. They have a few different options, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There's the free plan, which is great for getting started, but it's pretty limited.
Okay.
Then there's the basic plan.
And then the pro plan.
Right, that's the most popular one.
Okay. And then they have the premier plan for bigger organizations.
They actually have a plus plan too.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's that one like?
It's kind of like a step up from the pro plan, but not as expensive as the premier.
So it's for people who are maybe starting to scale their business.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. And just to be clear, pricing can change, so it's always best to check their website.
Definitely.
Okay.
The website will have the most up-to-date information.
Awesome. Now, before we dive too deep into Thinkific, are there other platforms we should be aware of?
Oh yeah, there are definitely other options out there. It's important to compare and see what's right for you.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the alternatives and see how they stack up against Thinkific.
Sounds good. Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
cool. So yeah, we've looked at Teachable, Podia, Kajabi, a few others.
Lots of options out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But circling back to Thinkific for a sec, what would you say really makes it stand out?
You know, for me, it's that balance. They've made it really easy to use. Even if you're not super techie, you can create a course and get it launched pretty quickly.
Right. Even I could probably do it.
Exactly. But then they also have all these powerful features so you can really scale your business as you grow.
Okay, so it can grow with you. It's
Yeah.
not just for beginners.
Right. It works for both. I think that's what's cool about it.
And, I've heard good things about their support, too.
Oh, yeah. Their customer support is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're really responsive, and they have a ton of resources like articles, tutorials, webinars. It's really impressive.
So you're not just left hanging if you run into a problem.
Definitely not. They're there to help you every step of the way.
Okay, that's good to know. So let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, I have this awesome course idea, but where do I even start? What's step one?
Step one, I'd say validate your idea.
Validate it. What do you mean?
Like, make sure there's actually an audience for your course.
Oh, so do some market research.
Exactly. See if people are actually interested in what you want to teach, and if they'd be willing to pay for it.
Okay, so don't just assume people will want it.
No. You got to do your homework first.
Yeah.
You could even create a landing page just to test the waters.
Ah, that's a good idea. Okay, so I validated my idea. I know there's an audience. Now what?
Now it's time to plan your content. This is where a good outline comes in handy.
So break it down into modules and lessons.
Right. Think about the flow, the structure, and the different types of content you want to use.
So videos, quizzes, downloadable resources, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Thinkific gives you all the tools, but you have to bring the structure.
And don't forget about storytelling.
Oh, yeah. Storytelling is so important. It's how you make your content memorable.
Right. People connect with stories. It's just how our brains work.
Exactly. And then think about how you can create a sense of community within your course.
Oh, yeah. Like, how do you get people interacting?
You could have discussion forums,
Yeah.
live Q&A sessions, maybe even group coaching calls.
Okay, so it's not just about consuming the content. It's about engaging with it.
Exactly. You want to create an experience.
And don't forget about feedback.
Oh, that's crucial. Encourage your students to give you feedback. That way you can keep improving your course.
That's a two-way street.
Totally. You learn from them and they
Yeah.
get a better learning experience.
Makes sense. So thinking bigger picture here, what are some of the trends you're seeing in online education? What's exciting you right now?
Well, one thing that's really interesting is micro-learning.
Micro-learning.
Listen,
What's that?
It's like these short focused courses. People are busy. So they want to be able to learn in bite-sized chunks.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All about convenience.
Yeah.
And it fits our shrinking attention spans too.
So it's like snackable learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole personalization thing.
Oh, yeah, like tailoring the learning experience to each individual.
Right. People want to learn in a way that works for them. And technology is making that possible.
Okay, so it's not one size fits all anymore.
No, not at all. It's about creating customized learning journeys.
This is all pretty mind-blowing. So for someone who's feeling inspired and ready to launch their own course, what are your final words of wisdom?
Final words of wisdom. I'd say be patient. It takes time to build a successful online course.
Okay, so don't expect to get rich quick.
No, definitely not. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Gotcha. What else?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Try different things. See what works for you.
Okay, so test, test, test.
Exactly. And most importantly, believe in yourself. You have something valuable to share with the world.
Ah, I like that. And Thinkific can help you do that.
Exactly. They give you the platform and the tools. The rest is up to you.
So it all comes back to sharing your knowledge, building a community, and creating a sustainable income.
It really does. And who knows, you might even inspire the next generation of online educators.
That's a beautiful thought. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to ponder?
I want them to think about what unique knowledge or skill they have that they could turn into an online course.
Yeah, what's that thing they're passionate about that they could teach others?
Exactly. The world is waiting to learn from them. Thinkific could be the key to unlocking that potential.
You know, it's wild to think about how much online education has grown.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And Thinkific is like right there leading the way, helping people become entrepreneurs and share their knowledge.
We've talked a lot about the platform and tips for using it, but I want to zoom out for a sec. What do you think this shift toward online learning means for the future of education? Like, big picture.
Well, I think it makes knowledge accessible to so many more people.
Yeah.
People who maybe couldn't go to a traditional school.
Right, like maybe they live too far away or they can't afford it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Online learning breaks down those barriers, and it gives you the flexibility to learn on your own time.
Yeah, you can learn at your own pace too, which is huge.
Definitely. And it also creates this whole new economy around knowledge sharing. Like people can build real businesses by teaching what they know.
That's so empowering.
It is. It gives people the freedom to be their own boss and work on their own terms.
And it's not just about individual empowerment either, right? Like this is impacting whole industries and communities.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a massive shift. And I think we're just scratching the surface. As technology keeps evolving, online learning is only going to get more innovative and engaging.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into Thinkific and online courses, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away?
I want them to feel inspired, to realize that they have something valuable to share with the world.
Like everyone has unique knowledge or skills.
Exactly. And Thinkific can help them turn that into something amazing.
So whether you're thinking about taking an online course or creating one yourself,
It's all about taking that first step.
and Thinkific makes it easy.
They do. They've really made the whole process really accessible.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Thinkific. It's been a fascinating conversation.
My pleasure. I've really enjoyed it.
To all our listeners out there, we hope you've learned a lot about Thinkific and the world of online courses. If you have a passion or a skill that you're burning to share with the world, think about how you can turn it into a thriving online course. Thinkific might be the key to unlocking that potential. So go out there, share your brilliance, and make a difference.